Welcome to the award-winning Texas Toast Podcast, your podcast home for all things Texas country. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best in Texas country. Big Texas Toast cheers to one of my favorites, Case Hardin. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been so long, and I'm so proud of you. You've accomplished so much over the, I think since we've known it, I think the first time you came on the podcast, you were like one of the very first guests. It was like in 2022.
That's right. It was that was so, and it's cool now. It really is. Being a part of the Texas Toast podcast, it was one of my bucket list things. And it really is. Every time I wondered, because I'm a fan of the show. I'm a fan. I love listening in, and I check, on the weekly Texas Toast podcast reports and try to get in there as much as I can. And I'll even listen to it when I'm going on radio tours, so I still feel like I'm part of it.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
it's really cool to be.
That makes me so happy because it's the same with your music. You know how I feel about your music from the very beginning. And oh my gosh, let's just talk about your success. I mean, let's like starting out with, I'm trying to go back where to start, but you've had so many, not just number ones on the Texas charts, but consecutive number ones. Like you had, I think your first three were like consecutive.
That's right. We've so far up to date, we've had 8 consecutive back to back to back to back to back number ones on Texas radio, and I mean, special thank you to y'all. Y'all have always been a huge supporter of our music and what we do and what we put out there. And anytime we go in there and record, we want to get something that the people want to listen to, and if I want to listen to it, people want to listen to it, and so we try to put out that solid country gold that we like to play, and that's traditional country music. So. There's still a market out there, and guys like Jake Worthington and of course Randall,
Yes.
Zach Top making a big comeback. But it's good to see that music is still well received, and you have buddies out there in the Texas music business like David Adam Burns, who's right up there with us, has all these
Yes.
consecutive number
Yes.
ones, and so it's good to have it out there, and good for it to be played out on radio and on the podcast. And I tell you, it's just really cool because you can tell what markets that it's being played in, because when you go and play at that area show, you can see the lips, the mouthing the word along with the words, and so when they're singing it back at you, that's what you want to hear.
Mhm. Well, what's really cool, we're going to talk about your current radio single because what's really cool is not only I don't know if you've realized, but I have branched out to where I'm a reporting station with Texas Toast Radio now. And
Absolutely.
so one of my literally, I promise you, I'm not saying this because it's you, Case, and because it's Trent Willmons, but he knows when I interviewed him on Again Tonight. I loved playing that song on the radio when I was in regular before my career before this. That I've always just called that that's just a song that just gets at your heart. And even though it's kind of slow, it's one you have to turn up loud and listen to it. So tell me how this all came about, Case. I'm
Absolutely. So
anxious to know.
my producer Kenny Groman, he's a phenomenal producer. He Every time I go into the studio, he knows exactly how to do it, how I want it, and he puts into words what I can't. And so and he gets all the musicians there, and we go through songs. And there was at Straight's place at Tapatio Springs. George Strait has a golf resort there, and in Bernie, Texas, and so we went to a songwriter showcase, kind of a songwriter retreat, and Trent was there. And so Trent and Kenny go way back, and so we were hanging out with Kenny and a couple other guys. They had some great songs, but Trent and I would get to talking. We were saying, hey, we're going to go in the studio into Harder Studios there in San Antonio, Texas, and lay the vocals down. And he said, I got one that you need to do. That he said it was back in I cut it in the late '90s. We released it in the early 2000s. It was just a killer song for me, but I think it needs a resurgence these days. And so anyway, he played it. It was on again tonight, and so we went into the studio. I mean, as soon as he cut it, and I was like, yes, that one. As soon as he sang it, I was like, that one, that's going on there, along with some others. Another one, another number one for us called "Been There." He wrote that one, and so we went into the studio. And on again tonight, I mean, it was immediate. There's all sorts of builds in there, and the vocals in there. Trying to keep up with Trent was a different animal. Trying to keep up with him, but uh, I tell you, we tried to do it justice, and I think we got the seal of approval from Trent. So it's really cool. It's one of my favorites off of this upcoming rodeo themed album that we have, and I'm just glad to see it have some success out there for Texas radio. It's a great song, good waltz and tune. So much so that I thought, well, like I want to do a music video, and I had just gotten married, and I talked my wife into being
I
the
saw it.
stunt
Yes.
in there, and so she was awesome because there's some intimate parts of that song, and so I'm not a very good actor. I stick to singing. I'm a terrible actor, and so it's not really acting when you're there with someone you love like your wife, you know. So getting to do that music video with her was a blast. Was awesome. Had a great videographer, cinematographer in there. Regan Stewart was doing some really cool stuff. And so the whole song and the music video, it all just came together and we released it at about the same time. And I can't thank y'all enough for helping us put that out there.
Yes, the video is beautiful. And by the way, congratulations on getting married. You're just
Thank you very much.
all so many good things going on. And that was just such a beautiful video. Y'all are such a beautiful couple.
Well, thank you. I tell you, I've outkicked my coverage and it's never felt better.
So, all right. So I want to talk a little bit about upcoming album release. If you're going to ride, that's going to be the next album.
That's right. That's right. We've been teasing a bunch of singles and getting a bunch of new songs out there from it, and I'm really excited about this. Growing up, I was always, I mean, all of my family's rodeoed, and up until me playing country music, I was picking up at CPRA shows with my granddad, and so I mean, that was the route that I was going to go. And then senior year of high school, when I started doing that American Idol thing and got further than I thought I was going to thought, well, there may be a future in this. And what's that song? You know, the singer gets a check at the end of every rodeo. That's not what it's about, but it absolutely is. As a kid coming out of high school, playing country music, you can do that, you know, and get paid for that, you know. And so
Right.
it was. So I got a little band together, and that's where it all started. Were these rodeos, going up and down the road with my parents all throughout my childhood, and the Bad Company Rodeo guys, Mac Altizer, and them,
Oh
they're making
man,
a
they are
comeback.
awesome.
I'm
I haven't
telling you,
heard Bad Company Rodeo being brought up in years. I used to work with them all the time in radio. That's amazing.
and that's making the comeback. That's our West Texas, you know, rodeo contractor, you know. So it's and you get to see all the people when I was a little bitty kid, Bad Company Rodeo, and they were running around. They were just high school, college kids working Bad Company rodeos, and then now, you know, they have a career of their own, and it's Ryan Bingham, you know, and it's crazy to see how they kind of it just they just diverge, you know, and go from rodeo to country music, and so rodeo and country music aren't all that different, and so getting to you all go to the same shows and see the same guys, and it's a party. Bad Company Rodeo, nothing but a party, and so. Seeing that that's making a comeback with Huey, we thought, well, hey, it would be cool to have some kind of Bad Company Rodeo sponsor, you know, partnership, and then do a something where we can really get out there and support the rodeo way of life, and really just kind of further that kind of lifestyle. So wanted to do something like what Chris Ledoux would do,
Yes.
and do a rodeo themed album, and have some great material for that, and got some really cool shots here in my hometown, San Angelo, Texas, out here in West Texas. Had some San Angelo rodeo shots where we got together with some of the directors and things, and got to do some really cool cover art in the Coliseum, and then these area rodeos that we go play at, and take more pictures, and get more content, and so all roads led to getting to do a rodeo themed album, and I mean, that's my lifestyle, you
It
know.
is,
That's
it is. It
who I am.
absolutely is. It absolutely is since you were little. I mean, and then that's what inspired your music too, as well.
Absolutely. I
Yes.
mean, guys like Cody Johnson, they're helping do that the very same today. So it's really cool to be able to get out there and put out music that you like, and help spread the word about rodeo and country music. That's what we're all about with this next album.
Yes, yes, I love it. So is there an approximate date of dropping for the album, or is that still way
Well,
down?
we'll be
Okay.
putting it out earlier in the year. I was like, oh, we got nothing but time, you know, and but now as we get closer, we're already almost to July, but it'll be out later on this year, later in October. So we're
Okay.
really excited to get it out there and just start hammering hard on it. We've been working real hard on it, and so I want it to be, of course, every album you want it to be better than your last, but it sounds cliche, but this album for sure is the best thing I've ever done, production wise, song wise. It's something I wanted top shelf stuff, and so we no holes bar. We kind of did everything to the letter on this one. So I'm really excited, and we've been teasing these singles, and y'all been helping us out. Put
Yes.
On Again Tonight out there,
Hmm.
and we had Just Drive that went #1 for us. That's on the
Yes.
upcoming
Yes.
record,
That's
and
going to be on there too. Oh,
it
wow.
is. We have a whole bunch. We had that On Again Tonight. We had Are You With Me was
Yes.
also out there. That's on the new record, and Been There. So Been There was the kind of the debut single. So we people kind of hey, you might be running out of songs. You got a lot of singles out there, and this is a 13. We'll see if number 14 makes it. I've been working on a 14th song, and maybe we put it on this one. Maybe we put it on the next record. But for sure, 13 tracks on this album. So we got plenty of material we can work with.
That's so exciting. I'm serious. And then releasing in October, what a great time for a rodeo themed type of album since that's the fall county fairs and the rodeos and things like that. So we definitely have something to look forward to and you'll be back on the podcast or whatever, I'm sure. And when it comes out, we have to sit down and catch up. I still have to just go back to one of the, I think really truly one of the funniest stories ever on the podcast was you talking about when you recorded alcohol abuse. I still think about that. And when I play that song for people, I'm like, let me tell you what he had to do. Just one more time, share that when he had to go walk around the building.
So yeah, we recorded that one at Bismo Studios, as Ray Benson's place in Austin, Texas. And though we were in there, I was back in my college days, so like I knew my way around a beer. I had abused some alcohol, and you could tell it when I got behind that microphone because I was. I mean, like you'd get there and you'd get through the chorus is highball, Bloody Mary, fuzzy nibble, cooking cherry mudslide, margarita, whiskey sour shake. It just goes on and on and on. So
It does.
we there's like a section of that song where it's like 45 seconds of just nothing but naming out alcohol. So I got like 15 seconds in and I had to stop and then come back in. And the studio guy, I could tell I was making him mad, the engineer. And so, like, I'm going to have to splice all this together. It's just bad. And Kenny Groman, my producer, like I say, great guy. I guess a fitness guru, maybe. I don't know. But he's like, hey, go take a lap. And so I
Yep.
was like, what? And so he did. It was like around the studio, just open up your lungs, take a jog. And so I did. I ran. It was the middle of August, and I absolutely needed a beer after that. But it was got around the studio, ran around, and like opened up my lungs. Got back into the vocal booth, and in one take, we did it in one take. Thank
Yay.
God, because I don't know how much more I could run. And so we did one take and got alcohol abuse out, and ever since then, it's been fun to play shows. I haven't had to run as much. I think I've got it now, in my diaphragm, chest, vocally, I'm good. But it was something, I tell you. I don't think I've run that hard and with that much determination in my life. But I was going to sing that song, so
Mm.
it ended up
And
good.
it's
Y'all made
such
it
and it's
number
such a
one.
good song. It's such a good song and it's such a great story. I had to go through that again because every time I listen to it, I think of that. You have such a good music library. I can't wait for the addition of If You're Gonna Ride, the album coming out. We'll be watching for it around October. And so let's talk about your tours and your shows and getting out there with the people.
That's right. We've been hitting it hard. Of course, summertime. That's the mecca. Get out there and play in the hot summer Texas sun. And if you're not doing that, that's something's wrong. So that's why we're happy to be out there just playing. And we're playing anywhere, everywhere. And we've gone. Just did a deal in Blackwell. We'll be up in DFW here before too long. We've got some like Denison shows, Midlothian. We'll be up there, and then we got to go to we're playing Green Hall here this summer, and so we Green Hall playing. That's always anytime you get to headline Green Hall,
Awesome.
it's a I mean that's like the Grand Ole Opry of
Yes.
Texas, So getting to play there is a ton of fun. Going down to we'll be down in South Texas. We've been flirting with we'd be down on the coast too, over in Port Aransas. So getting to play down there and West Texas. We'll even be in around Austin, playing some old dance halls. I'm a sucker for any of these Texas country, these Texas dance halls, these things that they've
Absolutely.
stood the
Yes.
test of time, and what's really cool is you can go around the state, no matter where you are. It could be far West Texas, and the only thing they got there is a post office and a dance hall, and so it's cool to be able to play those places. We played Copeland Dance Hall not too long ago, and if you haven't been around Austin, it's one of the premier dance halls in the state. It's really cool. Jake Worthington shot a music video there, and was talking to D who and my agent, and he's been talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan. Did some things there in Copeland Dance Hall. It's just a really cool historic place, and
Yes,
so
it is. Yes.
be in London Dance Hall out in the Hill Country before too long. Then we'll be playing in Fredericksburg, Texas. We're just getting out there, anywhere and everywhere that we can. College Station is on our list, and so we've got a few rodeos here and there, and it's really cool to get out there and play. Your bandmates and buddies you go up and down the road with. That's what we do. We pile in the rig and go down to the
Yeah.
next show, sleep that night, and wake up the next morning. We're at the next show. So it's always really cool to play country music with some of your best friends.
Well, I love you're hitting all the places, all my favorite places. I mean, like you're hitting where all the fans are going to be. Love it, especially Green Hall. I had the opportunity to go to Green Hall like a couple of months ago, and I'd been like always like when I was young, like Green Hall was my go-to. Like during college, during those days, then
Absolutely.
I would take my kids to Green Hall, and I was even in radio then. But there was something about with this podcast and what's happened with our Texas country music industry when I walked in there this particular time, maybe it's because I'm getting old. I don't know, but it was like I had this totally different appreciation for it. Like
Oh,
literally, like it does something to your heart when you walk in there. And
absolutely.
I was just shocked that I had such a reaction like that when I went in after all these years. It's just such an awesome place.
And you walk in there and like immediately where they I walked last time we played Green, the merch. I went over to the merch booth, just to check and look at everything. And anyway, like right behind where you put merch is like all the George Strait pictures, and then you go
Yes.
and you
Hmm.
say you go get a beer, and you look at all that, Michael Martin Murphy got some pictures up there, and then you got John Michael Montgomery picture way over here, and you got Colin Ray played there back in the day, and then you like Leanne Rhymes, you got a picture there, and they're
Yes,
all
yes,
signed. And
yes.
it's so cool because you can look back and like it's like I say, it's the Grand Ole Opry. Like everybody has stood right there in that little square, and
Yes.
so Kevin Fowler just did a music video in front of Green Hall the other
Mhm.
day, and that's awesome. I mean, that's Kevin Fowler. He's one of the Texas country music, and that's being able. And another one, we're getting to play some shows with him and go down the road. But like that
Wonderful.
guy is that's the Texas country music guy. He played around all these old dance halls too, and so he shows appreciation. It just goes to show you're never too big to that's a Green Hall. It's Green Hall's always it's the idea. It's bigger than you. And so it's a
Yes,
really cool
yes.
place to go in there and listen to music. Growing up, I was a kid. We'd go to Schlitterbahn, and then that night
Right.
we'd go to
Make a whole trip of it. Yes, that's it.
that's
Yes.
and we'd go in there like on a Two Tons Tuesday. Two Tons of Steel was
Mhm.
playing, and that
Mhm.
made my entire like elementary, middle school career, and that's kind of what helped. Like I want to do that. And so
Yeah.
it's Green Hall. It's a great place. I hear they're getting AC in there, which
Yes,
is
they are. Yes.
something that's I've never played Green Hall with AC before. So we're gonna
That's going to
see
be
how that works.
interesting.
I know that was the whole deal about whenever you go in there, drink a beer, drink it down quick because it gets hot. But it's a cool place. We're excited to play. Any chance to play in the Texas Hill Country, it's an a-okay day by
For
me.
sure, for sure, for sure. Well, Case, it's been great catching up with you. We'll be following on again tonight on the radio, moving up the charts and looking forward to the album and as you're going to drop things and how that's going to come about. Everybody get out to a show, download the music, check it out. And you just, Case, you're the best. I mean,
I
you're one of
appreciate y'all.
you're on the top of my list always. Like you still are my go-to music. Deep Blue Me, I love that song.
No,
It's like there's just all of your music. So good luck on the new album. Stay in touch, and I'll be talking to you probably in the fall.
Please do. Thank y'all for everything.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Texas Toast Podcast. And now, big news. If you're a lover of Texas country red dirt music, you can now go listen to our station, Texas Toast Radio. Log on to TexasToastRadio.com to hear a mix of all your Texas country favorites.